Oh, what a tight forehand there from Wozniacki. It's the tension is
Advantage.
rather palpable for her side as well, Wozniacki. It's that point. Oh, just pushes it long. Oh, had the whole court there.
She knew she had it too. It was the right play. She had to go for it.
Yeah, it was there.
Thank
it was
you.
presented. Just had too much space and just narrowly missing. Juice.
Let for service.
Well, set point number 2. Where's she serving to, Bodge? Would you serve to the forehand?
I would go to the forehand. It's the one that breaks down for Wozniacki.
Good response from Wozniacki. She is fighting on here very hard at this point. Summating everything. She does not want to go to a third set.
Out.
Oh, it's just
Miss
a
Halep
little
is
long
trying to
for
inform the
Halep.
right baseline. The ball's called out.
I wonder if that forehand was just the chance she had. If she can just hang in here this long.
Advantage. Wozniacki.
That's tough. And for Halep needs to tell herself to start with the first serve.
Miss Halep has no more challenges remaining.
She has more chance of getting a shorter response. And that way expose the court.
Yeah, she's got to stay on that front foot, but it's a weary looking Halep, isn't it?
There's that first serve.
Well, an unbelievable
Advantage.
third opportunity here for Simona Halep. Unbelievable effort here. Somehow she limpers over the line, takes the second set. Simona Halep in 1 hour 38 minutes. We are into a third. 2018 Australian Open final as Simona Halep exits Rod Laver Arena. So it looks like the heat rule is in place, and both players will now have the opportunity to exit the court, and this is perhaps what has been pushing Simona Halep. They knew this before the match, that with the heat rule, the heat down on court has gone beyond the 32.5 heat ruling, and wow, is that going to give Simona Halep a little chance to perhaps get back in? As we see some of the highlights here, it's been a real topsy-turvy second set, hasn't it, Boyana?
Sure has, and I think the shorter the point, especially at the end of that second set, the more in favour it was of Halep, because even though she wasn't feeling 100%, she knew she had to go for her shots, and she was just playing each ball the way that she wanted to.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Daryl
as heat rule is in
Cahill
effect,
tells
both players
her,
will take 10-minute
Take the
break.
10 minutes, regroup, get that energy back, cool down a little bit, and get ready for a third set.
Well, it's quite incredible, isn't it? It's hard to believe, and Simona Halep somehow was able to get over the line there. Took us through some of the numbers.
I think a lot more free points for Halep off that first serve, particularly in that last game. Really, when she gets that first serve in, allows herself to open up the court, and I think Halep wants to see herself inside, finishing balls at the net. You can see she won 4 out of 5 points. A lot of those were drive volley winners. Only had the one break point opportunity, but that's all it took to convert. And you can see Wozniacki, well, she wasn't able to convert any. And so for Halep, she had 2 very long games. In that 4th game where she won in 11 minutes, and then in that last game when it took her about 6 minutes to close it out. But 2 big momentum shifts there for Simona Halep, and she just gets herself back inside this match. And I think it really played on the mind of Wozniacki because she saw her opponent wasn't feeling well, and I think she got distracted.
Yeah, absolutely. Well said. That is really what is the hardest, difficult thing to have to ever go through when you're playing in extreme pressure as we are facing. It's a Grand Slam final. We're going to see not only a Grand Slam champion, but we're going to see a new #1. If Wozniacki is to win this match, she will become the #1 player in the world, and of course Simona Halep will keep it. But we saw this early on. Also the eyes of Caroline Wozniacki, they are also looking like she's had quite a journey, as she most certainly has had throughout the Australian Open. Both these ladies can be commended for their effort, their fighting skills, and well, the way they've gone about their tennis. It's been exceptional. And well, will this 10-minute break just give this lady on screen just an opportunity to perhaps feel just a little better? She had the medical timeout in the middle of that second set, and that just really threw Wozniacki. It's always hard because you don't want to change what you're doing well, but the minute you think don't change, what happens?
The subconscious mind comes into play.
It's already started to change. Well, the crowd here are really witnessing a wonderful match so far. This is just an opportunity for them to also stretch their legs, go outside and have a drink. I believe that's perhaps Jenny Keys, a famous fashion designer down here in Australia. But what a wonderful match we've seen so far. Just so much drama throughout the Australian Open, and now a little bit of drama happening in the final. It's kind of fitting, isn't it? It's we've had the roller coaster the whole way, Bodge.
The whole tournament. Both players facing match points against their opponents in earlier rounds. They came through, they've come to this final. Neither player's won a Grand Slam. Wozniacki won the first set 7-6, however had a lead of 5-2 before Halep fought her way back, and then Halep just seemed to turn that second set around even though she wasn't feeling 100%. We had 2 very long games, both on the serve of Simona Halep. That's what a Grand Slam final can do. It can play on the mind of both players, and it's whichever player can really stay in the moment, stay present, play to win, will become that champion.
Well, this is where they'll be headed later on. Either champion will be heading into the big lights of Melbourne, as we see over the view of Flinders Station there, just to the left, to the right. As you look further up is the wonderful Melbourne Park, the tennis courts, and such a sensational city as this. Everything is such in close proximity. The players love coming down to us. The Australian Open to the left is the Melbourne Cricket Ground, and it really is one of the nicest Grand Slams.